talk today about what you came here for, and that is the ketogenic diet. So you probably heard a lot about the ketogenic diet. You probably got your own questions. There's controversies there. We're going to touch on a lot of these things. But we're going to start off by telling you a few different things. And this is basically the objectives that I want you to get out of this. So I want you to understand the basic concepts of the ketogenic diet. I want you to realize that the ketogenic diet can result in significant and sustained weight loss. So far, we're not really in that gray territory. I think you probably heard of people that have had significant success with the ketogenic diet. You may yourself have had success in the ketogenic diet. But the third bullet point here, now this is the one that's a little bit more interesting and kind of apropos to why we're here today. And that is, can we see if the low carbohydrate diet, a ketogenic diet, is actually heart healthy? Well, I hope to answer that today. But we're going to start off, and I did have some animations here, but we're going to start off with this slide here, which is called the I know. The I know is anytime I've started to talk with patients about diet, I have gotten these statements. And they are in the form of, well, doc, I know blank. And so let's cover some of those right now. So, for example, I know you've got to eat low fat to lose weight. I know that already. I know that saturated fats cause heart disease. I know that once you start insulin for diabetes, you can never get off of that. I know that for a fact. I also know that you've got to have at least a moderate level of carbohydrates if you have diabetes so you don't go hypoglycemic. I know that you're supposed to eat multiple small meals throughout the day so as you can maintain your metabolism. I know that breakfast is the most important meal that you can have, and I know you can never skip meals. I also know you've got to count calories if you ever want to lose weight, and you've got to exercise to lose weight. Exactly none of those are true. None of them. So those things that you know, that you think that you know, let's be leery about that. Because we can be driven by data. We can have a lot of speculation, but at the end of the day, at the pragmatic data level, we have to find out whether or not these theories are true. Again, I can tell you none of these are true, and let's start with the bottom one first, which is you've got to exercise to lose weight. Okay. 1 pound of fat in your body is approximately 3,500 kilocalories of energy. It's just a different way of measuring that, okay? If you want to burn 3,500 kilocalories of energy on a treadmill, that takes about 8 hours on the treadmill. Think about that. 8 hours of jogging on the treadmill in order for you to burn that fat. As a matter of fact, Dorothy Harris, who is a wonderful person that is here today, she's a marathoner. And she would count her fat afterwards. You could burn at most maybe 1.5 pounds of fat, maybe 2 for a full marathon. So in other words, you cannot exercise off that fat. I am not a cardiologist that is telling you not to exercise. That is not what is happening here. You exercise absolutely. You exercise for its own merits. You can get strength. You can look better. You can feel better. You can live longer off exercise. But losing weight is not one of those ways that you can get better. Because of this concept right here, this is effectively the amount of energy that we output per day. About 20% of that goes to our physical activity. 20%. 1/5 of our total caloric exertion per day goes towards physical activity. There's about 10% that goes to something called the thermogenesis effect of eating food. In other words, the metabolism of food. And 70% is in our basal metabolic rate. This green area, that is where the magic happens. If we can increase that, that's where we really lose weight. You cannot do this with exercise alone. So, if we look at the diet advice that we can get online, or elsewhere, or from loved ones, we can see, well, are you supposed to eat low fat? Or maybe it's low carb? Are you high protein, liquid diet? Are you supposed to count calories? How about veganism or vegetarianism? How about the no white stuff diet? Plenty of you have heard of that. How about the carnivore diet? Maybe less of you have heard of that. Carnivore diet, it is a thing now where you just eat meat, nothing else, just meat. So which ones of these are we supposed to do? Well, let's talk about metabolism here for a second. Okay. Now, I want you all to memorize this. No, so this is just a small portion of the metabolic pathways inside the body. Now, if you start to take a look at this, you will quickly glaze over. Some of you may lose consciousness. It's a good thing I'm a cardiologist. The point here is that it is very complex, very complicated. So for us to get hard and fast rules from this, keep in mind we're simplifying a lot of things here, okay? So if I tell you certain things here, know that this has a lot of caveats that go along with it, and every single diet should be specified, okay? All right. But But instead of looking at all this, let's look at a slightly simpler version of this. There are two main ways that our cells get energy in our body. The cells that do what they do, they can only get energy two main ways. And that is sugar and fat. That is it. Okay? Only two ways the cells can do the things that they do in our body, two main energy sources, sugar and fat. The last physiological concept I'm going to introduce to you here, even though we're not in biochemistry class, is something called homeostasis. This may sound complex, but it's really not. When I was in college, we had a physiology professor who inculcated this idea into us by making us repeat this every single day. And homeostasis is the relative maintenance of a physiochemical variable within relatively narrow limits. That is to say, your body resists change. It wants to keep levels all the same as much as it can within relatively narrow limits. But you know this already. You know that it can be 50 degrees outside, or it can be 110 degrees outside. Your body still maintains the same body temperature. But it does that with a variety of other things, including salt level, pH level, various different electrolytes, and your sugar. So, whenever you have low blood glucose, come over here, kind of cool. So if you have low blood glucose, what happens is your body wants to maintain that level at a certain level. The pancreas is the main actor here that notices this, and it secretes a certain hormone here that causes our liver to release glycogen stores in the form of glucose, so we achieve this normalized level of glucose. This is very rarely the case in us nowadays, because oftentimes we have the opposite effect, where we have very high blood glucose. Whenever that happens, the pancreas notices this and secretes insulin. That insulin drives the sugar into the cells. And then we again achieve this lower level of blood sugar again. All right. This insulin acts as a lock and key on our cells to open it up and allow the glucose to go inside. Now here's the key insight. Whenever you have glucose present in the cells preferentially use that for energy as opposed to burning fat. That insulin locking into the cell is the fat storage signal in your body. It's not really even the glucose coming up. It's the insulin release. So insulin is the bad actor here. And if we could decrease our insulin levels, then you get less of a fat storage signal. You start to lose weight. As a matter of fact, it's hard to keep weight on. But sugar is insightful, or is easy enough for us to picture. You take a candy bar that goes in your body as sugar, okay, it's easy enough. Your blood glucose levels go up. The same process of homeostasis happens as before. But sugars don't just come in sugars. Sugars also come in a macronutrient called carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the breads, rice, pastas, and potatoes. That's displayed here. These break down into your body the exact same way as a spoonful of sugar. It is no different to your body. It is the same energy source when it is broken down. So in other words, when you look at these products right here, when you look at them on your plate, when you look at them in your pantry, it's the same as looking at candy bars, Pixie Sticks, Cokes. It's the same thing. So, if you could drastically decrease the amount of sugars that you have, remember from before, what that does, that decreases your insulin release, which effectively has you burning fat as opposed to burning sugar for energy. As a matter of fact, this is pretty intuitive, but you can imagine our blood glucose levels after a carbohydrate-rich meal go very high up. Our body wants to keep that homeostasis, releases a lot of insulin, that blood sugar plummets back down. But when we have a low carbohydrate diet, it is much lower in terms of our blood glucose level. Okay? So this is the pattern that we get. It's called the insulin trap. It can be called a lot of other things. Whenever we eat carbohydrates, sure, we get blood glucose and we get energy from that, but we also get insulin from the pancreas, and that causes the fat storage. Sugar and insulin is what makes us fat. Think about that for a second. I'm telling you, fat doesn't make us fat. Do I have any idea what I'm talking about? That doesn't even make sense. It's true. We are sold a bill of goods. Fat doesn't make you fat. Sugar makes you fat. Okay. So, this brings us to what the ketogenic diet would be. already intuitively, you're getting an idea. If I drastically decrease the carbohydrates I have, I'm drastically decreasing the sugars that are in my body. And if you do that, your body is just going to be churning through fat just to keep your eyes open, just to keep you awake. That basal metabolic rate is going to be high just from burning fats alone. And that's effectively what the ketogenic diet says. It has this kind of breakdown of a 70-25-5. So in terms of carbohydrates, you go very low. The percentage of your calories every day that should come from carbohydrates is about 5%. That is drastically lower than most of us do. The typical diet's more around 60 to 70%, believe it or not, in the States. So this is drastically lowering our carbohydrates. We keep our protein levels effectively the same as we would in a typical diet. But here is the crazy thing. We're increasing our fats to 70%. 70% of your calories should be coming from fats. And that can be things like butters and oils and animal fats. That is surprising to think of at first. But this is how you lose weight. Decreasing the carbohydrates, decreasing the sugars. We'll get to the health aspects here in a little bit. All right, so this is the ketogenic diet. This is effectively how you should be eating every single day. So, eat fat, get thin. An amazingly counterintuitive concept, but it is true. It's not just true in terms of the physiology that works out. It's true in anecdotal experience. So when we say ketogenic diet, really what we're talking about is forming ketones. That's the ketogenic portion of that. Whenever we break down fat for our energy source, that forms ketones in a biochemical pathway, much like the fancy pathway that we had seen at the very beginning. So the ketogenic diet means we're burning fat for our energy source. Now, many of you have tried the ketogenic diet. Many of you have family members that have tried. Some of you are doing it yourselves, and you know you do lose weight from this. This is just a random smattering of internet participants here who show their significant weight loss. You can lose weight. You can keep this weight off. All right. But that's easy enough for us to see, and it's easy enough for us to visualize how that might actually work. But are there actually health benefits? You're telling me you want me to eat bacon and cheese, and there's health benefits to that? Are you crazy? And no, I am not just contributing to downstream revenue, even though I have to send my daughters to college. That's not the plan here, okay? So let's talk about some of the health benefits. First of all, I want to talk to you about coronary artery disease. Now, coronary artery disease, you probably know, you've seen enough news reports, you've seen enough things to know that this is the #1 killer in America and the world, by the way. It's the #1 killer of both men and women. We are here to celebrate women and to talk about her heart and women's heart health. But this is still the #1 killer of both men and women. 1 in 4 women will die from heart disease. 1 in 4. There's a lot more than 4 women in here today, so you can think about how many will die from heart disease. And we know already, and this is intuitive, the more that we can prevent heart disease, coronary artery disease specifically, the better off you do. We've got a boatload of treatments that we can do for heart disease right now. But it's infinitely better if we prevent that from happening. And my partner Sarah and I were actually having a discussion about once we have patients that have had stents or bypass, once they've already had established coronary artery disease, and we control their risk factors, they don't have any more issues. Once we have their cholesterol controlled, they stop smoking, their blood pressure's under control, you don't get further heart attacks. So in other words, if we can control this from the beginning, we're doing great. Now let's see if we can have some diet that can help affect this. So first of all here, we have basically the 5 basic risk factors for coronary artery disease, which is hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, and obesity. And we've already discussed how obesity can be eliminated here if we do a ketogenic diet. But let's start to take some of these others here too, okay? So this is data from the NHANES study. The NHANES is basically our national cholesterol and hypertension guideline group. It's a gigantic database of millions and tens of millions of patients here. And you can see that this breakdown, that we very rarely have patients that are just obese without comorbidities. But otherwise, we have patients that have dyslipidemia or lipid malfunction doesn't work the right way that we want to. We have high blood pressure here, and this, though it's mislabeled here, should be diabetes. So in other words, the obesity coincides with a lot of these risk factors. If we can start to eliminate obesity, well, then we start to eliminate some of these other risk factors. It's not just that, hey, you got diabetes, oh, and by the way, you happen to be overweight. No, those two coincide quite a bit. So we've already talked about if we can lower the obesity in your body with diet alone, then we can start to eliminate some of these risk factors. To elucidate this, I tell most of my patients, I can get you off of virtually all of your antihypertensives, all of your blood pressure medications. Not everyone, but the vast majority I can get you off of all of your blood pressure medications with diet alone. Think about that. Many of you are on long-term medications. You do not have to be. There's nothing inherent in you that says that you have to have high blood pressure. It's the increased size. It's the increased weight. And we have significant data that shows this, that there is a direct correlation with the more obese you are, the more hypertensive you are. So getting you closer to your normal weight will absolutely reduce your hypertension, and we've cut out another risk factor here. All right. Now this next one I'm going to take a second on because high cholesterol is one that we would start to worry about quite a bit. I'm telling you to eat more fat, to increase your fat per day. That's got to result in some problems with your lipids, with your cholesterol, right? Let's talk about it. This is a slide to show you that what I'm about to tell you is oversimplified because we have a lot of different cholesterol particles in our body. They range in different sizes, they range in different functions. It is very complex. But I am going to simplify things just a little bit. So, this again is another metabolic pathway that shows our metabolism of cholesterol. Again, very complex, but let's simplify it. Many of you already know this. There are two basic types of cholesterol that we worry about. There's the HDL, or the high-density lipoprotein. We call it high-density lipoprotein because we want to sound smart. It just means that this is the H, healthy cholesterol. We want this higher. Now, the LDL cholesterol is the bad cholesterol. We want that as low as we can get it. It is the so-called lethal cholesterol, so L, H, that's how you can remember those two. And we want the LDL low, the HDL high. So let's take a look at what would happen with the ketogenic diet. Well, the ketogenic diet can actually cause some changes in your cholesterol profile. It can actually increase the HDL. We have some data to back this up. And it also changes the way that the LDL works. Your total cholesterol on a ketogenic diet can actually go up. That may be shocking at first. That may be discomforting. That may make you feel a lot worse about being on this diet. Do not let it. And again, this is not me sending my daughters to college. Do not let this bother you. Let's talk about the LDL changes that you can have with this. So there's a bunch of different types of LDL, but suffice it to say you can have larger, thickened, rich LDL, and then you can have these small, dense LDL. This matters in our body, the so-called particle size, because the larger it is, the better it is. The larger it is, the less likely it is to get into your arterial wall. The less likely it is to create the atherogenesis in the coronary artery disease. So, don't read any of these words. It basically just says what I'm about to tell you, which is effectively the LDL that is big and thick, the larger particle size, cannot get through this endothelium into the wall over here. The small particle size can do that. Well, why does this matter? Well, here's a large study from 2006, and this compared a low-carb ketogenic diet with a low-fat diet. Now, intuitively, we would say, well, if I want to really watch my cholesterol, if I want to make my cholesterol better, and I want to be less apt to dying from heart disease, well, I want to go on a low-fat diet. I want to expose my body to less of the cholesterol that can possibly cause this. And intuitively, this makes entire sense. And it's not the way the body works. This diet compared patients that were doing the low-carb ketogenic diet and a low-fat diet, and look at these results over here. The large LDL population went up by 54%. In other words, those buoyant LDLs, those that do not get into the arterial wall, are much less apt to. This was changed from the low-carb ketogenic diet alone. Now, the small, dense LDL, the really bad actors that get into the wall and cause a lot of problems, that went down by 78%. Not a significant change in the LDL number itself on the cholesterol panel, but a difference in the particle size. This is significantly better. Also, what you can see here is that the HDL has gone up in particle size and is going up in number. In other words, your HDL has gone up and the bad LDL has gone down. That is good. That is a good thing. So, with this in mind, oh, and this is also another data set that shows you that the HDL with a ketogenic diet versus a low-calorie diet, before and afterwards, the low-calorie diet stayed effectively the same with the HDL, whereas the HDL went up on the low-carb ketogenic diet. So we're getting improvements in our cholesterol profile. This is great news. So far, we've knocked down 3 of the major risk factors for coronary artery disease. So let's talk about diabetes. Many of you know this already, just anecdotally. We know that the epidemic of diabetes has swept up from the 1980s onward to present day. Many of you have diabetes. Diabetes is not something that we as human beings were destined to have. This is all about our diet. And this diet story actually starts in the late 40s, early 50s. There were 3 prominent cardiologists that were paid by the sugar industry to say that fat was the bad actor and not sugar. That led us to a lot of the problems that we have today. This is why we have breakfast cereals. This is why we have breakfast bars and a cadre of other elements that are just processed and refined carbohydrates. And we know it's been terrible for us. We know that our coronary artery disease has skyrocketed. Our cerebrovascular disease skyrocketed. We've got more heart attacks and strokes than ever. It's probably responsible for me having a career here right now. Our diabetes levels, incredibly high. And also one that we don't talk about much, dementia. Dementia levels have gone up substantially. And this is all because we took on as a society this low-fat idea, okay? If we talk about, I'll come back to that. So if we talk about an idea here of if you take in sugars, your blood sugar goes up. Your pancreas notices this, secretes insulin. What that starts is an arms race where you have more sugar, your pancreas secretes more insulin. More sugar, more insulin, more sugar, more insulin. And they go back and forth until a certain point where the pancreas poops out. It can't produce enough insulin. The body is resistant to the insulin. At that point, your sugars skyrocket in the blood. We can no longer maintain homeostasis. And that's what we know of as diabetes. But keep in mind, long before that sugar skyrocketed, this process had started. We had started that arms race. So if you can decrease the amount of sugars that you have in your body, all of a sudden, your pancreas can catch up a little bit. Your cells get a little bit more sensitized to the insulin. These blood sugar levels go lower, the insulin levels can go lower, you get less of that fat storage signal. Over time, you can reverse diabetes. Now, keep in mind what I'm saying here. We have asked before, can we have a cure for diabetes? This is it. We have the cure right in front of us, and it is in you to do it. You can reverse diabetes. Okay. So you would imagine it's probably taken several of us that suffer from diabetes 30, 40 years to develop this process based on our diet. How long would it take us to reverse that? Well, here's one example of a person who went on the ketogenic diet. So let's just take a look. Blood sugars before he started the ketogenic diet, 700s. After ketogenic diet, down to 80. Hemoglobin A1C, a 3-month measure of what your glucose levels are in your body, was initially 12. This is phenomenally high. It's an average blood sugar of about 200. Brought it down to 5.1. And if you look at his weight, it went from 196 to 155. That's incredible. That would be amazing for any numbers. Now look at how quickly this happened. This is 5 months. This is not 10 years. This is not a decade. This is not a lifetime of changing his diet. 5 months, and he was able to get off of insulin entirely. Reverse diabetes. No longer has diabetes from diet alone. No special pills, no special procedures, no anything that's going to help my car payments. This is just diet alone. Do you want to ask?
Now, is this a type 2 diabetic or a type 1?
It is a type 2 diabetic. Type 2 diabetes is the diabetes that we typically gain from our diet because of insulin resistance, as opposed to type 1 diabetes where we don't produce any insulin. But an interesting question in that is that, well, okay, so clearly this doesn't work for diabetes type 1. It does. We drastically decrease the sugars that we're using so that you need less insulin. You have less of that fat storage signal, and we'll see in a second that insulin can cause some inflammation too. So you can reverse diabetes with diet alone. So let's take a look at insulin concentration. Remember, we've said here, we started to add more evidence here that insulin is really the bad actor here. If we can take care of insulin in our body, then all of a sudden we start to get all these health benefits from it. So we can see that the insulin levels are decreasing rapidly here with the ketogenic diet. Even just a high-fat diet alone, so just increasing our fat can actually decrease the amount of insulin level that we have. But a low-fat diet skyrockets our insulin. It is no mystery that we've had diabetes epidemic. It's no mystery whatsoever. It's no mystery at all that our waistlines have increased. This is from our diet. So, if we look at the risk factors for coronary artery disease that we've potentially eliminated with the ketogenic diet alone, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and obesity. Smoking is a different actor altogether. If you're still smoking, come talk to me in my office. Okay. So here is the overall meta concept that we get from this. Now, if we were to put these things that lead to our insulin resistance in proportion, the excessive carbohydrate intake would be 5 times larger than the rest. The excessive carbohydrate intake is the key here. If we drastically decrease that, then we eventually get less insulin resistance and we get all of these benefits from having less of that. So the insulin release ends up being an inflammatory factor. The less that we have of inflammation in our body, the better. And therefore, the less glucose that we have, the better. Okay. Before we go too much further, we're getting close to the end here. I want to address a concept which is much greater than what we're eating every day, and it is why we eat what we eat. If you think about the way that we eat and why we eat, nobody in this room will die from starvation. Nobody. No homeless American will die from starvation. As a matter of fact, lower socioeconomic people actually have higher waistlines, worse body mass indices than people that are of higher socioeconomic status. It's because of the foods that we eat and why we eat them. Typically, we don't eat for sustenance. We're not eating because I'm going to die otherwise. No, we eat because of our psychology. We eat because we're sad, we're lonely, we're stressed, we are depressed, or we're with family and friends and we want to elevate that moment. That's another reason, but it's all psychology. It's not that we have to do that in order to stay alive. No. Granted, at some point, we just rarely eat for sustenance. Let me give you an example. It's about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got a clinic full of patients. Rhonda's upset with me because I'm late, and I end up saying, I am losing my mind. I got to go have a piece of chocolate. No. I don't have to have a piece of chocolate. That's my brain. That's me trying to face my psychology of, I'm just stressed. I need to get less stressed. I don't need to have more chocolate. And that's the same thing we say all the time. Well, I've had a rough day at work. I deserve to have this. You know what? I'm going to have pizza. It's just what I'm going to do because I need it. I'm with family and friends. We have to have mashed potatoes and gravy. We know it's Thanksgiving Day. That's what we do. You don't have to have those. You've sold yourself a story. You don't have to do that. The less we do of those things, and the more we realize why we are doing them, then the better off we do from a health perspective. And that's really the same reason you could substitute in here smoking instead. And it's the exact same reason. We don't smoke because our body craves it. We smoke because we make some rationalization. It helps me get rid of stress, or I've had a really lot weighing on me lately, or I've got this big project due. All of it is just stories we've sold ourselves. So if you can get in touch, if that's the one thing you take away from this talk, is to change your relationship with food, change the way you view it as fuel, then this will be a great success. So I want you to think about why you're eating. Whenever you say, oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to go have a handful of chips, think about it. Am I really hungry, or am I just stressed? Do I have too much on my plate? Am I worried about your family coming over? What is it that's going on, okay? So let's cover some frequently asked questions, and hopefully we will cover a lot of things that you would be thinking about here, and I really appreciate your attention so far. So first thing I'll say is why do you have to take away all the things I like? I like potatoes. I like rice. I have it all the time. I really love bread. That's just my thing. I really love it. Okay, 2 things to say about this. First of all, there is no food that will ever taste as good as you not having diabetes. There is no food that will taste as good as you being able to play actively with your grandchildren. There is no food that will taste as good as you being off of blood pressure medications. There is no food that will taste as good as you not being in my cabin. Never. Now the other thing, so if you think about it, very rarely, if ever, do people actually eat just rice alone, or just potatoes, or just bread. No, you eat bread and butter. You eat rice and gravy. You eat potatoes with cheese, and bacon, and sour cream and butter. The bacon, the cheese, the sour cream, the butter, that's fine. It's the potato. It's not the gravy, it's the rice. It's not the gumbo, it's the rice, if you come from Louisiana. But it's not the butter, it's the bread. That's the bad actor. So if you think about it, you're never eating these things plain, or very rarely, except for some people who do. So if you're not eating these plain, these are just a conduit to flavor. So we can use other things as conduits. We use zucchini noodles in our house for our pasta. Believe it or not, it's actually really great, because the sauce is really what I like. Same thing, I'm not taking away your butter. Please, eat the butter. That's actually encouraged. It's the bread. So again, if you start to get into your mindset about why we're eating these things, then you can realize it's really just habitual. You don't have to have mashed potatoes. You don't. You don't have to have rice. Yes, we do. You don't. All right, so one of the things that you will see if you look up the ketogenic diet online is that they say to go very low in fruits, okay? So can I have fruit in the ketogenic diet? This is where I'm going to veer away from what they say over there. Get the visual aid pick up. I am absolutely okay with eating fruit. I eat fruit every single day. Now, there are fruits that actually are lower in sugar and higher in fiber, and I have not spoken about fiber, so I'm going to take this brief second to say that. Fiber is a carbohydrate that is not digested. It goes in your mouth the same way that it comes out. So having high fiber is actually really good for you. That protects the blood sugar from going up to the body. That protects the insulin release so you don't get nearly as much as the fat storage signal. That's great. So high fiber is good. Things like blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, those items are very high in fiber, relatively low in sugar. I love those. I eat them every single day. What I would suggest, and this is part of personalizing the diet for you, is try eating some fruit. If you say you do the ketogenic diet top to bottom, everything is perfect except for the fact that you're eating fruit and you're still not losing weight, well then we'll talk about it. Maybe it's time for us to back down on that just a little bit, because we do get some benefits from that. But I like fruit, so yes, you can eat fruit. We just have to kind of individualize that for you. Can I drink alcohol? Okay, so the way that I always say this is, how do you know if you have a drinking problem? It's if you drink more than your cardiologist. So everybody in this room, with the exception of a couple, is just fine. So I am absolutely fine with alcohol. Actually, so things like champagne, red wine, actually cause a little bit less of the blood glucose increase than, and therefore less insulin release than others. Again, this comes down to individualization. If you say, hey, look, I've been doing the ketogenic 100%, but you know, I have a glass of wine every night and I just haven't lost any weight. Well, maybe we say, well, let's just try not drinking during the weekdays and drink some on the weekends and see how that goes. So this can be individualized. I am not telling you to abstain. What do I do with my insulin? If there are any of you that are on insulin right now, what would you do with your insulin? Okay. The average amount of time once you go on a low carbohydrate diet to get off of insulin is about 1 week. 1 week to get off insulin. I don't care if you're on 100 units a day. The average amount of time, 1 week. So in other words, once you start getting aggressive, and this tells you how much our diet has really had an effect on us biochemically. We can do this in 1 week, but it took 30 years for us to get to. We can get off of insulin. It's not every single patient, because some patients, their pancreas has stopped producing insulin, in which case we have to give you at least a little bit. But we can drastically decrease the amount of insulin that you're using. Maybe even save you a little money. Okay. I'm sorry, I should be judging that wrong. You can take that. What I recommend you do, if you take any insulin, is immediately, if you're going to go on a low carbohydrate diet, cut it in half. If you're taking 50 units a day, you cut it down to 25 immediately. And then you may notice at the very beginning your blood sugars will be up. That will come down over time. You can be very aggressive about getting off of your insulin. If you have an endocrinologist who tells you you cannot do that, you come to see me. We will talk about how to get you off of insulin, okay? So this is a way to get you off of insulin relatively easily with diet alone. Not selling you any pills, not selling you any procedures. Do I need to measure my ketones? Okay, so it's a ketogenic diet. You are forming ketones. Should we be measuring our ketones? You will look at the ketogenic diet online, and they will say, yeah, you measure your ketones via the urine. You pee on the stick, and it tells you whether or not you're in ketosis. I tell you, do not worry about that, okay? I really don't care, honestly, whether or not you're in ketosis. What I care about is you losing weight and you getting healthier. If you are losing weight, then great. I don't care how much ketones you have in your body, okay? So in other words, if we find, so say you're doing a pretty strict diet, you're occasionally letting some other things lapse, and you're just not losing weight, we can use the weight as our guiding post, okay? So I don't think you need to measure your ketones. If you want to for funsies, do it, but it is not absolutely necessary. So I've plateaued on my weight. What can I do? All right, two things here. So first of all, our weight loss whenever we undergo significant weight loss on any diet, it does not come down as a straight line like this. It usually comes in fits and starts. We plateau, we plummet, we plateau, we plummet, we plateau, we plummet. And every single time we plateau, what the body is doing, much like we had before with homeostasis, it is resetting our weight thermostat. It is saying, this is the weight that we want to stay at. You may have noticed before, for example, you go to Thanksgiving and you eat a lot of food. Yeah, you'll gain a few pounds that next day, but that will gradually come back down. It's because your body's at a weight stat, all right? So we are resetting, we're re-equilibrating our weight thermostat every single time we lose a significant amount of weight. If you have plateaued, two things that you can do. First of all, keep a daily diary of your foods. You may be sneaking in carbohydrates that you didn't think about. Well, yeah, I had a Reese's peanut butter cup. It was the afternoon. That's what I did. Well, that may be the thing that could be pumping you out of it. Well, yeah, I have a sip of Coke every day. Whatever it is, we can start to think about those things that are actually doing it. Now, the other thing that you can do, and this is something that is a much broader conversation on the ketogenic topic, is called intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is effectively a set period of time where you are not eating anything, okay? Now, we are taught in our minds to think, well, geez, I mean, obviously, I can't skip any meals, right? I mean, that'd be crazy. Absolutely, you can skip meals. Again, nobody in here is going to starve today, okay? Intermittent fasting can be done in a few different ways. The way that we do it in our household is effectively, not for our daughters, but effectively what we do is 14 hours of not eating. So we eat lunchtime at about noon, we eat dinner time at about 8. After that, we do not eat anything until noon the next day. That gives your body effectively 14 to 16 hours without any insulin release. And remember, insulin is the bad actor. This can help to get you back to some insulin sensitivity. So you can do this every day. There are some people that propose you eat normally 3 meals a day for 5 days and then take a 6th day and do not eat at all for approximately 30 hours. That's another way to do it. If you're having some trouble, we could change that up a little bit. But the whole point is intermittent fasting can help bump you off that plateau that you're at. Can I have diet drinks? Okay, so there's plenty of talk about this. And so, well, I went on regular Cokes, I went on to Diet Cokes. They don't have sugar, they don't have any calories. That's great. Okay, all of the artificial sweeteners, all of them, I don't care if it's NutraSweet, if it's stevia, if it's any of them, they cause the same amount of insulin release as sugar. It gives you the exact same fat storage signal, gives you all of the bad actors, it gives you all the inflammation, gives you all the cholesterol issues with as sugar does. So the artificial sweeteners are just as bad for you. Do not think that you doing a Diet Coke is healthier than doing a regular Coke. It's the same to your body, and it's keeping you fat. So, what I say is that the only thing, you should never drink for sustenance. You should only drink to rehydrate. And the best rehydrator is water. You've already heard my exceptions with alcohol. And coffee. So let's talk about coffee for a second. Coffee has actually been shown to be healthy for you. I don't personally drink it. Well, I like to say that the average amount of adults or the average cups of coffee that we have in our household is 2, but I drink none of those. So, so coffee is actually good for you, but don't put sugar in it. Don't put sugar in it, okay? We'll talk about what else we can do in a second. Should I be worried about the types of fats I eat? Is it worse for me to eat animal fats as opposed to eating things like avocados or macadamia nuts or other things like that? Well, if you look at the ketogenic literature, there's going to be plenty of people that say, no, we want you to have quote-unquote healthy fats. The truth is, The data has not borne that out. And most of us could lose a significant amount of weight and still get all the benefits eating regardless of the fats that you eat. So am I saying that you can eat bacon and cheese? Yeah, I think so. I think so. And you can still get the same benefits as long as you're going low on the carbohydrates. So should I still be buying low fats? So the answer, as you might have surmised, is no. You should buy low fat nothing. No low fat in your house at all. No low fat dairy, no low fat cream, no low fat cheese, no low fat anything. As a matter of fact, you should be increasing your fat. This is good news for some of you. It's going to change some of your buying habits. But if you think about it, when they have taken out fat, guess what they've replaced it with? Sugar. It's sugar. So we're having all the insulin release, and we've already seen what that has done to our body. We've already seen what that's done to our epidemics here. So no low fat anything anywhere. Can I eat sweet potatoes instead, or maybe whole grain bread? Because I really still like those things. Well, the truth is, yeah, I'm not going to twist your arm to make you eat anything. Okay, so you can decide what the things that you're going to do. The sweet potatoes are not as bad as regular white potatoes in terms of their insulin release, in terms of their blood sugar that increases. But this may be the thing that still keeps weight on you. So again, this comes down to individual variety. Now, if you talk about the whole grain bread, what that is, flour is actually just all the grains that are just ground to an absolute, just pulverized to very microscopic particles. So when this goes into your body just absorbs it in a second. The blood sugars go skyrocketing. That's why white flour is so bad for you. If you have the whole grains, they're unrefined, they're unprocessed, they're less apt to cause you that blood sugar spike, but it still could be causing a significant amount of insulin release. Therefore, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I think we should just stop all of those things together. Now, if you get down to your goal weight, if you're not on any medications and you want to eat sweet potatoes, sure, by all means, okay? But I think we can try and avoid those. And then finally, can I have coffee? Yeah, I'm absolutely okay with coffee. The only caveat I will give to that is that full fat creamer, no sugar. Full fat creamer, no sugar. Okay, so I think that is just about everything that I have here. I do want to say that just a quick recommendation for a couple things. When you go to the grocery store, shop around the perimeter. Do not shop on the inside. All of the aisles, what that is full of is just carbohydrates. It's refined foods. It's processed foods. The more whole foods that we eat, the better off we do. Okay? So the way that I say this is a little bit of a Yogi Berraism. I want you to eat food, don't eat not food, okay? So avoid the interior aisles of the grocery store. Not worth your time. You're not going to get anything there that is sustaining or wholesome or good for you. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to take any questions here, okay?